Carolina, of course, I want to start with you and these breaking headlines right now. So Sheinbaum saying that tariffs are delayed for a month. Give us a little bit more color on what happened on this call.
So just minutes ago, we saw this post in X from President Claudia Sheinbaum, who said that, like you just mentioned, the call with President Donald Trump was very positive and outlined a series of agreements that the two leaders reached to stave off these tariffs for another month. We know that migration and that fentanyl trafficking have been the two top topics that President Trump had mentioned as the key points to deal with to work on the tariffs. And so it seems that those were the main topics that were discussed on the call. Sheinbaum is due to speak in just a couple of minutes and to give an address to the whole population. So we will surely know more details then. But it seems that the bottom line is that the cool-headed approach that Sheinbaum had been discussing in the last few weeks has prevailed, and that they have opened a way for there to be more conversations about these tariffs and whether enough measures are being taken to appease Trump's demands.
Our thanks to Bloomberg's Mexico Bureau Chief Carolina Millan. We thank you for your latest reporting. Of course, this is a live situation still. We're going to now bring in Tyler Kendall in Washington. From where you sit, of course, a lot of calls going on with world leaders and the White House. What's the latest?
Yeah, Shonali. So I actually had the chance to catch up with Kevin Hassett earlier today, the director of the NEC, and I pressed him on what exactly the White House is looking for when it comes to benchmarks of progress for Mexico and Canada in order to ease these tariffs. He said he didn't want to get ahead of these calls that President Trump is having with his respective counterparts in Mexico and Canada. So we'll have to see, as this is a developing situation, what exactly President Trump was aiming for and what exactly is on the table when it comes to a negotiation. But one thing that Kevin Hassett did want to make clear to me is that the White House's messaging around this is that this is a trade war, that this is not a trade war, but rather a war on immigration and illegal drugs. That kind of gives us some more of a sense on how the White House and the administration is trying to frame its argument around using emergency powers. But Shonali and Katie, just quickly, one other big question that the White House is dealing with today is what this will mean for consumer prices, particularly after President Trump floated that there could be a little pain. I did ask Kevin Hassett this. He says that he disagrees with some economists who say that there will be a spike in inflation. Instead, what he calls supply shocks will help bring prices down. It appears evident that this White House is banking on a boost in domestic manufacturing, but not everybody agrees with that. According to the National Association of Manufacturers, which represents about 14,000 groups in the U.S., they say that these tariffs, if implemented, would cause widespread shocks to their members.